start.
Sure, go ahead. No worries. You can put in as many as you want.
Oh, really?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Terry.
You're
Farhana. I met you in let's see.
Oh, yeah,
When we were
yeah.
done with the one. Would you mind signing? Sure.
And
So one's for the 4th and one's for the 5th.
I think these ones. Cool. Anybody else? I was not here first. So. Maybe they want to stay far away. Yeah. Or is this the same?
He's just getting it streaming.
So for anybody who just walked in, there is some Bernie swag that Shauna and Jeff are trying to unload for cost.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Good.
So when we have a break in the action, if you want to wander down and see what they have, it's like some signage, some bumper stickers, some buttons,
A bunch of buttons.
just to make it easier for them to bring stuff, not have to bring stuff home and things people might want to use and share. Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Hi everyone.
Picture?
I'm Shauna from Illinois for Bernie. Thank you for coming out. We just want to go around and do introductions first. So since we have a lot of people and want to get this going, why don't you just say your name, your congressional district, and what draws you to the grassroots effort for Bernie Sanders? Why don't we start with you, sir, smiling right
I'm
there.
Dan Goodwin. I'm in the 5th District, and I agree with his whole program, but I'm really glad that he's a socialist and he says he's a socialist.
Nice.
Cool.
Hi everybody, I'm Nick Santinello. I'm from the 5th Congressional District, and I agree exactly with what you just said, Dan. And also, my big thing is overturning Citizens United. I think it's the cog in the system that needs to change in order to break the gridlock that we have to achieve the reforms that we need. So that's why I'm attracted to Bernie.
Great.
Yes.
I'm Maxine Jaffe. I'm in the 5th Congressional District, and I just think Bernie's the best candidate.
Great. Back there.
My name is Jonathan Sotelo. I'm from the 4th Congressional District, and the reason why I was drawn to Bernie Sanders is because he's the major candidate where he does not need a super PAC. He just needs the people to back him up.
Yep.
I'm Bill Bianchi. I'm drawn to this because of Bernie's history of independence, and also because I'm with the Progressive Democrats of America, and we've been working on the Bernie campaign for about a year and a half.
Great.
I'm Catherine Woodbridge. I'm in the 5th Congressional District, and there's so many things that I agree with Bernie on. Free college, which we used to have a long time ago, before Ronald took it away from us, St. Ronnie, and expanding health care for all. Those are, and of course Social Security, since, and he's one of the few that wants to expand dental and eyesight.
It's always been weird to me, those parts of our bodies don't get covered in healthcare.
Right.
It's bizarre.
Up here in the front, Madame.
Hi, I'm Glennis, and I live in the 5th, and I'm a poor college student, so obviously.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Abraham. I live in the 5th. I'm actually trying to be a Bernie delegate. I'm waiting to hear about that, so wish me luck. I'm a nurse by profession, but what draws me most about Bernie Sanders is, besides all of his policy points, are my policy points. If every American saw the disparity in healthcare that we have, they would be rioting in the streets. So healthcare, and then public elections being publicly funded, inequality, bringing American jobs back. So that's all.
This young man.
All right. I'm Sean Niewoehner. Most of you have heard my name. I am the only staffer for Bernie here in Illinois. For
I'm
the
so
entire
honored
state.
to have you.
So, one of the reasons that I'm supporting Bernie is I've worked in politics for quite a while now, and he is probably the most honest and consistent candidate I have ever worked for, and I am very proud to be a part of this and to be here with all of you today.
Thank you. Sir?
I'm Alex Scott. I'm in the 5th. I'm backing Senator Sanders because he's the only candidate that really wants to reverse this downward trend we've been on for about 80 or 90% of my lifetime.
Well, I'm Lyle Hyde. I'm a retired environmental engineer. I've followed Bernie for 30 years. His positions have been my positions, so to speak, for a long, long time. Throughout that time, I'm here. I'm on the board of Common Cause Illinois, but I'm here strictly in a personal capacity. Common Cause is nonpartisan, so I'm here only as a private citizen. Also a co-founder or one of the original founders of Citizens. The Citizens United Group, Coalition to Restore Democracy here in the Chicago area, which got the resolution through Springfield a couple of years ago, making Illinois the 14th of 16 states so far to call for a 28th Amendment to overturn Citizens United, and the anti-democratic and the related Supreme Court decisions, of which there are many, and the anti-democratic legal doctrines that underlie them, such as spending money as a First Amendment protected speech.
Great.
So
Awesome. Thanks for your
a
work.
good
I've
line.
heard a lot about that.
My name is Ryan Zifra. I technically live in the 7th, but the 4th is right across the street from me, so I plan to do some petitioning there. And I am backing Bernie for many of his policies, but I'm particularly interested in seeing a single-payer healthcare system implemented, as well as some regulations so that we can prevent these kind of crises like that happened in 2008. Just allowing the banks to take advantage of all of us regular citizens. So.
Awesome. My name is Farhana. You can call me Anna if it's easier. I currently do not live in either district, but I'm moving shortly, very shortly. I don't know. I mean, I think that all of the issues that you're talking about are concerns of mine as well, and I think really can be summed up in my main concern, which is to rein in corporate powers and interests that have sort of taken over our government and put limits on that. And I think that will help address some of all the educational inequalities that I've dealt with personally as a CPS teacher and medicine and social security, all of that stuff. It just all kind of ties into that. So anyway, I'm here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Oliver Ortega. I live in the 4th. Just what people have been saying, overall, taking big money, corporate influence out of politics, or at least limiting it. And his emphasis on education is great, and just overall his calls for revolution and democratic involvement, I think, are very inspiring. So.
Awesome.
I'm Lisa Chinoshka on Facebook. I'm Lisa Lightning. Well, my dad was a left-wing socialist kind of Jewish guy, just like Bernie. They would have been best friends. And I grew up seeing stuff. I mean, I grew up being inspired by my presidents when I was a little girl, to being like, oh my God, who's that Ronald Reagan guy? How come people like him? And then seeing everything go downhill. And I remember when, my mom told me it cost her like $50 to deliver a baby in the 60s or something. I mean, it's just crazy, the corporate takeover. I mean, I'm worried, for the world. America's destroying the world. So. Yep.
Thank you.
I'm Terry Goodwitz. I am leading the 5th Congressional District Office. This is my first time doing this, though, so all of you guys who have experience, I'll need your help. So I'm drawn to Bernie because, I think that currently the idea of equal opportunity is a myth, and it shouldn't be. There's so much inequity in our system, all the things that have been said. I happen to be on the positive side of that, but it doesn't mean that everybody else shouldn't have a chance. And it makes me crazy. I went to business school, capitalist training, right? But I still see how wrong things are structured. So.
I'm Laura Sabransky.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
She's hiding.
I was like, I didn't know. In the 5th, and like you guys, so many reasons, but I'm going to use one word that I haven't heard yet, because Bernie's a fighter. And I have spent my last, I don't know how many years, but being enraged, not just with the Republicans, but feeling betrayed by the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And I'm an activist on some issues and have been an activist, and with the exception of a couple people, he's the only one out there, you know, being our voice, I feel, and really being a fighter. And if I could pick one issue, it's public funding elections, because I feel like nothing else gets done truly without that getting done. And I can just envision a country where all of us could run for election if we wanted to, and it's an equal playing field, and we all get, you know, equal amount of money to run. That excites me.
Thank you.
We have a small donor match campaign finance initiative in Chicago now that they're getting ready to introduce legislation later this year. You might want to talk afterwards. I don't want to appropriate the meeting, but this is a major initiative in Chicago based on the
I heard
question.
about it through Reclaim.
Yeah, they're our partner.
Yeah.
My name's Jack Rabbit, and I am co whatever with Shauna in Illinois for Bernie.
Co-whatever.
Really great to have everybody here. I think it's awesome, and you know, I'm really excited about the People's Revolution and the political revolution that Bernie's calling for, and also want to say hello to everybody who is watching the streaming. And if you are watching the streaming, feel free to check out the write in the comments, and we'll definitely respond to you during the event. Thank you, Shauna.
Thank you. I'm Shauna East again, and I am team leader with Jack Rabbit for the 4th Congressional District for this petition drive. What excites me about, I'm from the 4th again, what excites me about Bernie Sanders is his holistic approach to women's issues. It's not just about equal pay. All of his initiatives are going to improve women's lives. That's very important to me. Overturning Citizens United, dealing with income inequality. I think his racial justice platform is revolutionary. Healthcare for all. These all are personal issues for me, and I wholeheartedly agree with him and think he has incredible integrity. And I'm really glad you all came out tonight, and you're hopefully all going to be participating in this petition drive this weekend for the Weekend of Action. It's very exciting. So next we're going to have Terry come up and talk about the goals for this meeting. Terry?
I will. Those of you who just walked in, if you wouldn't mind, there's some sign-in sheets, one for each of the 4th and the 5th.
We also have a few chairs up here if anyone wants to sit. We have 2 here, and
This is like the interrogation lamps.
I know.
One thing I didn't mention about the 5th, I am actually not the only person. So there's a guy by the name of Bill Perry, who's also a leader for the 5th, and he's out in the suburbs. He had a meeting last night in Elmhurst. So if anybody came into the city to this meeting, and this is super inconvenient and all that, I'm not the only person. And you'll see on your agenda, you have my contact information. I'm happy to share bills with you. He got it to me after I printed these, so I didn't have a chance to put them on there, but I'm happy to share. So just come see me before you leave, and I'll share that with you. So just real quickly so that we're all on the same page, really the goals of tonight are to get everybody equipped to go out and get these petitions signed. That's really the focus. There may be some ancillary things we have time to talk about, but really the focus is making sure that everybody is working from the same set of rules, has the paperwork that they need, and has a plan, you know, walks out with some sort of a plan for what we're going to be doing for this Weekend of Action. So, I think that's my, I didn't need 2 minutes, so.
Awesome. So, we've talked about working with Illinois for Bernie, and just so you know, we're an all-volunteer-led and run organization. We started it because we found out that the campaign will not be coming to the state of Illinois prior to the primary. As Sean said, he's the only staff member, and he is the ballot access guy extraordinaire. So there's very limited resources and very limited, staff or anything here. So we decided to take all these groups, like there's people from PDA, there's people from, Kane County for Burn. There's all these different counties have different groups. So we built an infrastructure using a messaging tool called Slack, using social media, using an e-newsletter list, and we've just been sort of taking directives, straight from the campaign and blasting that out to people of Illinois. So that's what we're doing, and we hope you'll join us. If you haven't already, you can sign up to receive information from us at Illinois4Bernie.org. Just for a second, I want to say thank you to Harish Patel, if he can hear us, for letting us use this space.
He walked through earlier.
Thank you, Harish. He is running for 40th District State Rep, and he's a great guy and a progressive, so definitely look into him. He has petitions to be signed if anyone lives in the 40th. Next up, Jack is just going to briefly talk about the political revolution Senator Sanders is calling for.
All right. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm really happy to be a part of this. I'm really glad that you're a part of this. I think it's great that we're all here together. And also I want to echo Shauna's gratitude to Harish for having us here. I think that it's really, I also want to say thanks to Sean for all the work that he's done with the campaign and to help us all make this a reality, this crazy shot that Bernie's taking. Really briefly, I'm just going to say that on every stump speech that Bernie does, he talks about the political revolution, and that is us right here. That's what we're doing. We are part of the political revolution by taking the initiative to do this work ourselves from the grassroots up, and that's the way that this is the only way that it's going to happen. To make this a reality, to make Bernie's candidacy a reality, to make Bernie's presidency a reality, and to really see the reforms and the changes that Bernie is calling for and that we're all really excited about, is for us to actually step up and take leadership. I mean, each and every one of the people here who are in this room are leaders in our community. The fact that you are here at all, that you want to engage, means that you're a leader, and it's really important. And I also want to really thank everybody who's here for all the work that they've done beforehand coming to this place to make this possible. It's the work that you've done that has allowed this to happen, and we're continuing that here. And that's what the political revolution is. And one of the reasons that I'm bringing this up and that I'm talking about this is because, one of the things that we're going to be doing is as we go around to get petitions for Bernie, we're also going, some of us, not all of us, but some of us will also be taking petitions for candidates, progressive candidates here in Chicago, to get them on their ballot. So for example, Harish right now is actually looking to get on the ballot so that because he's running. And so what we're doing is we're working together with other progressives to move the progressive agenda forward. And that's when Bernie is talking about his political revolution, that's what he's talking about. It's all of us working together to actually not just get Bernie elected, because we don't know what's going to happen coming up, right? We don't know if he's going to make it through the primaries. We don't know if he's going to get elected. We expect that he will because we believe in him. But what has to happen is that the movement that we're building needs to move forward. That's what has to happen, and that's what we're doing with this political revolution. So I'm really excited about it. I know that you're excited about it. I'm really so grateful for everybody being here and being a part of it. So thanks a lot, and let's just make this happen. All right.
Yay.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm in the 4th. It seems like almost everyone's in the 5th.
I'm not. I'm in the 4th. Yay!
There's a mix, but I think the 5th is dominating the room.
Well, if we have to make it a competition. All right.
Can we find out who's in the 5th? I don't know.
Why don't we do a quick show of hands? Who here is in the 5th? Oh my gosh. And who's in the 4th or gonna work with us in the 4th? Yay.
I don't know where the boundaries are. I use that little tool.
Next up, we're going to have Sean Niewoehner from the Bernie Sanders campaign. He's going to talk about petition, drive, do's, and don'ts. Do's and don'ts.
So while Sean's coming up, how many people, raise your hands, participated in one of Sean's training calls over the last week? There were 3 of them. So, and then alternatively, how many did not sit in one of those calls? So about half and half. Okay.
So some of this is going to be redundant, but for the people who weren't on the calls, we just want to make sure everyone has a little bit of information.
Can you work your way up here?
Okay.
Oh, was that you? That was you doing the call?
Want this?
Sure. Take one of these tests. I'm going to talk briefly about the do's and don'ts for the petitions. And, for all of you, we got the actual petitions here. I gave Shauna and Jack 100. If you need some, you can get them from them. I brought my whole box with me too if you need some. So, and if you want to pass that around, show everybody. It's been great. There's been a lot of great people like stepping up, and Shauna and Jack, Terry and Laura, they've been great. And it doesn't stop there. It just takes one person that wants to get something done to step up. Because I'm one person in the entire state. Shauna and Jack are two people in the 4th. We get more and more people. We start building up, and we really start building this real movement that we're trying to get here. So I'm just going to talk briefly about the do's and don'ts. My number one do is be respectful to everyone while you're getting these signatures. Some people may not want to sign. Some people are shy about putting their names on lists. That's fine. It's their choice to do it. Another rule is get your petitions notarized. I mean, I've been doing this a lot, so it's
Each page, correct?
Right,
Each
yeah.
page, not
Right.
like your
What is it they're
one.
notarizing?
The petition
the sheet,
sheet.
yeah. Think of it as like a legal document, so that when you get the signatures, you're witnessing the people
They're
signing.
notarizing that I witnessed.
You witnessed
the
all of
other
it, exactly.
people.
Yep, yeah. So, make sure you get them notarized before you turn them in. Turn them into, Jack and Shauna or Terry and Laura. And then they'll get them into me. It's a big pyramid that we go through here, so to speak. And if you can't make it back, like if you go out canvassing and you can't make it back, like at the end of the day, just let your team leaders know, just so that they can keep track of who has petition sheets still out. Also, do use a pen. There's nothing against using pencil, but we don't want people like erasing stuff. So always use a pen. Black, blue, dark. That's okay. Now for the don'ts. This kind of ties in with being respectful. Don't argue with anyone. People may try to argue against Bernie's positions. They may be a Hillary supporter. They just may not like Bernie, or they just may want nothing to do with politics. Don't argue with them. You can get a lot more signatures if you go on and, if you're sitting there talking to this person who's going to be arguing with you for a while, you could get like 3 or 4 more signatures if you go somewhere else. So, just try to keep it quick and simple and get the signature, and if they won't sign, that's okay. And ties into it, don't try to convert people. You're just trying to get the signatures. It just puts Bernie on the ballot. You don't have to get them to vote for Bernie. That's something that'll be handled later on in the campaign when we start getting closer to the primary dates. We gotta get through Iowa first before we can even start focusing on that. So again, you don't have to convert them to voting for Bernie. And just by signing, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that they want to get Bernie on the ballot. That's it. Nothing else. On the sheets here, at the bottom, it says sheet number. Do not number them. The campaign will do that when we turn them in to our lawyers. Lawyers will number each page. So if we have 5 people go out and they number their pages, and we have 5 pages number 1, we have to throw out 4 of those pages because we can't use them. So, and don't add like any notes or anything to the pages. You could put like a post-it note on there or something to let us know if there's a problem. Just don't write anything else on there other than, when people are signing. That's the only thing that we need. And if you have a walk list, try not to deviate from it. We're trying to target some specific people, so, just try to keep to your lists as best you can.
Question that came up earlier. So the list is that we know, this is pulled from registered Democrats who are, that we think are friendly to Bernie, or?
Right, yeah, we have a voter file that we draw them from, and it's basically like an algorithm that we try to determine who are most likely going to be Democrats on there.
Gotcha.
So it's not 100% effective, but You know, I mean, you may get some Republican that for some reason decides to vote in Democratic primaries all the time.
Sure.
You know, and where I'm from, we have Democrats that do that on the Republican side, so.
It can be a strategy sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. All right. So a couple of questions, you know, who can circulate these petitions? In Illinois, you just have to be 18 years old and a U.S. citizen. You know, that's it. You know, and you know, when you're getting people to sign these petitions, you know, make sure it's the person signing it. You know, you may get like a couple, you know, like a married couple, and one of the spouses will be like, "Oh, I can sign, you know, for my spouse." No, the spouse has to sign it. You know, the rest of it though, like, you know, adding in the street and all that, you know, someone else can add that in there, but the signatures have to be that person's. And who can sign the petitions? Well, in Illinois, for Bernie, you have to be a registered voter in Illinois. So anyone that's a registered voter in Illinois can sign for Bernie. For the delegates, it has to be within the congressional district. So, and you know, sometimes people ask this a lot, you know, like, and they kind of, Sean and Jack brought it up a little bit, you know, about other candidates. You know, you can sign for multiple candidates as long as they're of the same party. So, you know, I mean, you can even, in the same race too, you can technically sign for Hillary's petitions as well if you really want to. You know, but, you know, you can't sign for any of the Republicans. You can't circulate for any of the Republicans or any other party. Let's see here. And you may sign the petition that you're going out passing too. You know, your signature counts as well, so, you know, you can sign those. And, you know, again, as I said before, you know, the signatures, it does not pledge anyone to vote for Bernie. It doesn't put their names on any list or anything. It just means that we want Bernie on the ballot. So, all right.
So, can I ask a question that I already know the answer to?
Okay.
That's it, because we're gonna do the Q&A at the end.
Oh, okay.
So-
But I think it's
Just
a good
about
copy.
making copies of the
Right.
petition sheets. May we do that?
These ones have a union
Sean?
bug on there.
Yes.
They have the union bug on there, so you shouldn't do that.
Right.
Unions will get very angry at that.
Well, and also we want to make sure that those we don't risk any ballot sheets getting thrown out for any
Right,
reason.
exactly,
So,
yeah.
okay.
So make sure to take ample blanks from you versus making extra copies.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes.
And to mention that we should not abbreviate the city or town,
The city or town, we should not abbreviate.
and probably not abbreviate the county or state.
Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, we got the state on there, but the county, yeah, don't abbreviate. Yeah, I mean, if you live in like Oak Park or Orland Park and you sign at OP, you know, how they're gonna know which one's which, so it's best just to collab.
Just real quickly, you said last night on the broadcast that we could fill in, if the occasion presented itself for necessity, we could fill in the address for them.
Right, yes.
Does the same also apply, I mean, illness or infirmity, that we can also print their name?
Yeah, yeah, printing the name's fine too. Okay. Yeah.
If you want.
When you say, you know, it has to be their name, do we just trust them, or like, do we want them to show an ID or something?
No, I mean, we're asking them. It's, yeah, I mean, it's trust, I guess. So, yeah.
Wouldn't they sign their name as they had registered?
Right, yeah.
And at the
wouldn't
address.
walk list show the proper way they registered their name?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they have to sign with the address that they're
Right.
registered at.
Yeah,
So if they're at
And-
a different address.
Right, and if you have the walk list, that makes it easier for you because
Right.
you have their address there. So.
Is it problematic or suspicious to have several people from the same household in the same sheet? Should you try to avoid that?
No, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, as long as they're all
Great.
registered. Yeah, yeah, that's
Efficient. Bam,
Right.
bam.
Knock them out. Knock them out. Get it done.
What else?
Okay, well, jot down your questions, because he'll be here,
All right.
and we're gonna just keep on moving and then get back to this. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. So next, we're just gonna talk about the weekend of action. So for the 4th, most of you that are gonna be doing it are here. if you know anyone who is interested in being a part of this drive who's not here, we are going to meet at 2905 West Belmont Ave. That's our place. We have a storefront on Saturday and Sunday. So if you know anyone who's interested in canvassing in the 4th with Jackrabbit and I, please get in touch and we will, they can meet us there and get petitions and walk sheets. And then Terry?
Laura and I are going to be at Let Them Eat Chocolate, which is supposed to be an incentive.
How convenient. Chocolate place.
And coffee and stuff. We're going to be up there at 11 o'clock on Saturday and probably be there for a half hour to an hour to make sure everybody who comes up gets ready to go and hits the streets. And then meet back there, I think we said 4 o'clock. But you guys, you should have on those sheets our contact information in case you're not done or you want to keep going, and we can figure out how to get your sheets back from you once they've been signed and notarized. So,
great.
And at this point, we don't have a plan for Sunday, but we'll see how it goes.
So, you're going to ask, how do you get petitions? Well, get them from your team leader, which again, for the 4th is Jack and I, and for the 5th is Terry and Bill, who is out in the suburbs, so most likely Terry.
I think Laura will help me as well, because we live in different parts of the 5th.
Yeah.
So,
as far as notarization goes, Jack and I were able to get a notary to donate their services on Sunday. They will be at the Elston Starbucks at 6
oh, you did
p.m.
this. Oh, excellent. Excellent.
The Elston Plaza, the one that's across from Target at Logan. And
You know where
Elston.
Micro Center is? That same parking lot
You said
there.
6
Strack and
p.m.
Van Til.
At 6 p.m. on Sunday, you don't have to
south
get
side.
them done,
Next to
each
the
day that you
furniture
go
store.
out. So you could, if you went Saturday
mall.
and canvassed, you could just hold on to those and then go out Sunday, and then you could go, and I'm gonna be there to collect them. So he'll stamp them while you're there. You'll sign. It's important that you get them notarized. You don't give them to me to get them notarized, right, Sean?
Right.
Right, because basically the notary is basically validating that you collected those signatures because
Right.
you saw them.
So-
It's like the chain of evidence. You're trying to reduce the steps.
Well, just procedural clarification now. I mean, we're gonna go out on Saturday, we're gonna collect signatures, et cetera. We're gonna go to the bank and get this notarized, go to my bank.
Yep.
And then, can we hold them overnight?
Yes.
Well, are we meeting somewhere on Sunday?
If you want to, maybe what I should do is, show of hands, who in here has access to other notaries? A lot of people do. Okay, what I could do is I could just meet you guys, anybody who hasn't gotten them to me on Saturday, if they haven't been notarized yet, 6 o'clock, I'll just be at that Starbucks. Because
That's
I'm gonna
on
need to get
Sunday.
mine, on Sunday rather, 6 o'clock on Sunday. So you can bring them 6 o'clock on Sunday. Does that work for people?
Can we bring them to your home on West Oakdale?
You can bring them to my home in West Oakdale.
Okay.
Was I put the address on there? I'm not sure if I did.
Yes.
Okay, you can feel free to do that. Just I have barking dogs, but I'll keep them away from the front door.
I'll offer my address too if it's easier. I'm on Ravenswood in like West Andersonville, technically Bowmanville, but like Ravenswood and Balmoral, so I can give you guys that too.
So quickly, I didn't have enough, I wasn't able to copy a bunch of stuff for people, but I do have some of these palm cards. They come really handy if you have a couple people who are going to be out walking with you. It has all the things that Sean talked about on here. They can keep it in their pocket. I also have digital files for a bunch of materials that you can have printed. We have pamphlets that have all of Bernie's initiatives in them. We have digital files for these other little palm card things that have a lot of website references and his initiatives just briefly in English and Spanish. Those are good to have on. I have some of those back there. So we're gonna do a fun little thing just to break this up a little bit, and we're gonna do a door knocking role play. I know everyone loves these breakout groups.
Bill, you have a question?
Yeah, question be about the petitions. So we're trying to finish this up by this Sunday. A lot of times you'll keep the petitions and do them during the week. What's your position on that? 'Cause I may not have that
Sure.
much time this weekend, but
I don't have a problem with it. Did Sean walk out of the room?
Yeah,
What do you?
I'm about to head out
what-
to fill up the meter, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. Just let them know that you still have them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the expectation, keep them as, if you have more you can get done, great. We're trying to get to, is it 500 per congressional district, 500 good ones. per congressional district. Obviously, we're breaking it up across a lot of people. But yes, there's no rate, you don't have to turn them in. Then we should keep in touch. That's why you have my contact information. So if I haven't heard from you and I have nothing from you, you can expect to hear from me. That's why you signed in. So. Yeah.
Was that sheet floating around with the example?
The petition sheet?
Yeah.
It went down that way. I'm not sure. Did somebody pick up the actual sample petition?
The petition sheet? There's only one? Okay.
There was just one floating out there for show and tell.
Can I ask you a question? I might have missed this, I apologize. What time are we supposed to meet you?
On Saturday?
Saturday.
We're meeting at 11, between 11 and 12, up in Andersonville if you'd like to meet us up there.
And what about you guys?
Let's talk about it after.
Yeah. I mean, Sean, you're not in a position tonight to pass out things to people so that they can leave this evening with stuff, are you?
He's not here right now.
Oh,
He stepped out for a second.
We can ask him that, because if he is, then you don't necessarily have to come meet us on Saturday morning.
Same question. Okay, let's do this quick little exercise and then we'll get back to questions later. It's gonna be led by Laura and Jack. Okay. Go for it. Can you go over here because we're streaming this live?
Let me get out of the way.
Do you want to be the one answering the door? Or do you want to be the one?
I'll be the one answering the door. How about that?
Okay.
Great.
So you're good. So Jack's going to do what you guys are going to do in a second. We're just pick one of 5 scenarios that are kind of typical at the door. And I know some of you guys know this because you've been doing this, but we just thought we'd go through it for those who maybe haven't been doing this much. So, all right, go ahead. And I don't know what it is. Okay. Ring, ring.
Open the door.
Hi, are you Mr. Jack?
I am.
My name is Laura, and I'm your neighbor, and I'm out today collecting signatures to put Bernie Sanders on the ballot for president in our March 15th election. Would you be willing to sign?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love Bernie. Where do I sign? And can I sign for my wife as well?
I love that you want your wife to sign too, that you're both Bernie supporters, yay. But I would need your signatures separately, and then I could even fill in your names and your addresses if that would help you. Is she here? No?
No, but she loves Bernie. You sure I can't just write this in?
I can potentially come back. Is she going to be back later today?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I'll tell you when.
All right. Yeah, like what time? All right. You got the easiest one.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
If she's not on the walk list though, aren't we not supposed to get it?
Good question. I should have been like, so is she a registered voter? No, I mean, if she's a registered voter.
I think that Sean wants us to get only the ones on the list.
That's definitely a question.
I don't think so.
We can ask him.
I thought somebody asked that question. We can get other people that our focus is the people on the list.
But we're supposed to let him
confirm that when he
know.
comes back from his parking meter.
Because he said it was
let's
an algorithm.
confirm.
I think he said we're supposed to just let him know if there's signatures we
So
got other
with
places.
the not being able to mark things on the page, bring Post-it notes with you or something like that. Because that way you can flag something for yourself for later. I know I bought some at Target. And that way, you know, if there's anything that you think is a little fuzzy, you can ask about it.
Partner up.
I've got freebies in my building at the church. I'm not really planning to sign up. I mean, that's certainly not going to take any valid signature we can get.
Right, I was
Exactly.
gonna
I
ask,
would
yeah,
think so.
as long as they're registered voters, because that's happened, I've petitioned for Greesh and a couple other people, and I'll go to a garage sale and I'll have people like,
I think the difference with this is because they're expecting so many challenges, they're
Right.
trying to minimize the number of things that can be challenged.
Yes.
And so by being more selective and focusing on the list, and as opposed to setting up a table at Starbucks and asking anybody who walks by you, it's a lot more targeted. Now, if you're at somebody's home and he knows, I mean, and it's somebody referring someone else, I think that's kind of a qualified addition.
Sure.
I mean, I would be less worried
Well,
about that.
on
We'll
the-
check with him when he comes back in.
Okay.
I thought that was asked on the call the other
day,
night.
someone was saying they were gonna set up a booth and this like
At an event.
at an event, and he said they could do it, but she should keep those signatures separate
Is
and
it-
let him know.
This is just getting
Check it out.
confusing.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah, we've got our
not
walk,
talk.
yeah, we've got our walk list. You know, I think that's probably going to be plenty. Yeah.
We'll talk to him as soon as we, in the Q&A and clarify this. But
Yeah, we can do
if
that.
everyone can just pick a partner that's next to them, and then we're gonna do a fun little role play where you just take one of these and do it with the person next to you to practice.
and then switch.
And then
So
switch.
each will take a scenario, and one will be, at the door, and the other one will be the one behind, and then switch, right?
Okay, yes.
Sean is back. Before we, while we're picking, let's ask him the question. So Sean, the question came up is if the spouse says, oh, my wife likes Bernie, should I sign for her? The answer is no, but I might be able to come back and get her signature. The question came up is, she's not on the walk list. Is it still okay to get her or no?
Just ask if she's the registered voter at that address.
Okay, so the answer is yes, if she's a registered voter at that address, okay.
And then wasn't there another
Yeah,
question,
the other
another
question-
element
Yeah,
that?
the other question is that, I got a whole list of people from church and my building. I mean, my friends and I trust them. I mean, is there any, are you down there? Yeah. Are we strictly
The same
limited?
thing, just ask if they're a registered voter. For things like that aren't from the walk list, let us know, because we have to check those more thoroughly.
So you want a segregated list for them?
Right, yeah, just put like a post-it note on there saying, that's where we got these from.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to a couple music events. Pretty sure everybody's going
Sorry, guys, we're gonna, should we do this all at 8:30?
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll on and then switch. But I thought we were gonna just do them simultaneously, not gonna look at it.
I don't know, so
I just, from this is open the door, please. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Who are you? Hi, I am playing this one.
And then Sunday, right before the coffee,
Your expectations of people are like, our partners go, we're not doing them sequentially.
I was supposed to say this on Friday, but I had a work emergency. I can't do it, so now they didn't respond to me, so maybe they don't want, I don't know, I may or may not do it over Sunday. And I think that I'm gonna be, but I can hang out with them, but I'm wondering, so I know we don't wanna like overlap, right? I guess people will count on me. And hang out before. I mean, I don't know, I mean, I can ask Sean. I mean, obviously, mediating is like this.
I really understand how that works.
Yes, ma'am.
Catherine, was did you get it? Did you pick? Okay. And we'll switch off. Did everybody get a scenario? Did you guys get a scenario?
Can I write on here? No. I have a response.
they probably wouldn't be.
Right, you wanna go first or?
Right.
Sure, so, Hi, are you, Hannah Smith? I'm here for the signatures tonight, today, to get Bernie to see on the so, it's really an option for the primary month. That's fine, but this, so it's only, it's not gonna sheet, doesn't have to be like, this just gets him on the ballot, and vote for him.
Say if you're not getting someone's house, and they have visitors.
So that's all wonderful, but I just feel like, let's plug that. How about our house?
We'll be out in
We're just supporting the democratic process.
Excellent.
I think that's all.
That's a good one. Yes,
Does it sound like everything?
Getting his name on the ballot.
Getting his name on the ballot, it's just for the voters. And there's no commitment to sign up, once you sign the ballot. You can choose to do whatever you want to vote for on that.
Not to give us, right, he says only for delegates you have to get
Hello?
but for president, you can do it. Right, yeah.
So he's gonna be between everyone.
Never heard of him, I don't know anything about him. He is,
I'll be the chairman.
I'm going around to register.
don't have time right now.
Right.
Can you like send me something? I just
to get Bernie Sanders as presidential candidate on the ballot to make it possible.
Totally. I like him. I don't have time to sign this right now. Let me, my email address will be on my mail box. Can you just send me some? It's a problem. Sorry. Oh man. I was supposed to give you out of time right now.
Missed the big thank you. It was a topic.
Yeah, I was just being generous.
Man, I was thinking I was just big last night.
But now I'm like, oh, this happens.
That would be a really good
No, it's going great. I think it's
down division and down Milwaukee, and it's gonna be really cool.
some of the
Well, you got plenty of time.
It's gonna be cool. And I get circulating weekends. My friend Mike Nolan got Compton, and my husband's like,
yeah, well, he lost by
I hear you. Oh, that would make people especially happy. Look at
that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I didn't know.
See, at 8:30, two more minutes, and then we're gonna come back to the meeting to wrap it up.
If anybody didn't sign the sign-in sheets for us, please do. We have your information.
It's about the simplest steps you can have.
Oh, great. Did everyone like that?
It was fun.
Did any questions come up? Sorry. Clarify.
Yeah, maybe, so if the person who answers the door says that they've moved since they registered to vote, they can sign with their old address as long as it's Illinois?
As long as it's the address that they're registered at.
And what if they end up changing, would their signature get thrown out if they ended up then before the primaries updating their registration?
No, they, the state keeps track of people's voter registration, so they'll know like when they changed it. So that's part of the key of getting them notarized quickly too.
So does that mean that we have to go through and basically say, confirm not only that they're a registered voter, but that the address they write down is the one they're registered under?
Right, and if you have a
Some
walk
people are
list,
gonna
that
write down
takes
their
some
current
time.
address. Yeah, some people write down their current address and then it's not the one they're registered under, it's out. So do we ask them to confirm also that this is, the address they write down is the one that they're registered under?
Right, if it's on a walk list, it's okay. But if you're asking at like some special events or something, then make sure that's the address that they're registered
So
at.
the list you're giving us are going to be names coupled with registered addresses
Right, yeah.
with their voters. So if you're at their door, at that address,
Right.
it's already been,
Yeah,
it's by
yeah.
default, you're in the right spot.
Yeah.
So let's go through this scenario really
I have
quick.
just one thing to add.
Yep.
If someone was registered at another address, but now they just moved to this address, it's very easy for them to change their address. They can do it on their smartphone.
It's true.
So you can urge them to, just do it. Do it as soon as you close the door.
Do they go to Illinois Board of
Regress very
Elections? Is that
easily.
where they go?
Yeah, they can,
Illinois Board of
and
You
they
don't
can
want to
do
do it
online
before
voter
you
registrations
notarize
here now.
the thing, no.
So here's my scenario, and I think this is the one she got, but someone says, she said, what did you say? Hi, I'm your neighbor, will you sign for Bernie? And then I said, I just moved and haven't changed my address on my voter registration, can I still sign?
Exactly what we just said. You put down the address that you're registered at.
Okay, so as long as they're on the walk list, go for it.
And that's not falsification of any kind?
No.
They probably
Because they
wouldn't
haven't
be at
changed
that
it.
address, or unless they were picking up boxes to take to their.
Right. Okay, great. So next we're going to talk about upcoming events. So it's always good to have an event on the horizon to promote. And what we're going to tell you about is, I don't know if any of you did any of you go to a debate watch party? The Democratic debate? Well, there's another one coming up on the horizon. It's November 14th. So please consider having a debate watch party. These are great ways to get more people engaged with the campaign. They're just really fun events, and it's going to be on a Saturday, so it's going to be a lot of competition at these venues and whatnot, so, book it now. Remind your friends to do outreach in addition to just doing online stuff. We got to get people off of Facebook and onto the streets doing stuff like this, because we really need your help.
Is not enough.
Jack, did you want to talk about
Do you want
Slack?
to give Sarah a chance before
Oh,
we?
sure.
Did you want to?
Sarah, the Harisha's campaign manager, is just going to say something really briefly with everyone here. Go ahead, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Sarah. I'm Harishi's campaign manager. He's running for state representative in the 40th district. So that's Albany Park, Irving Park, Logan Square, Avondale. Talk a little louder. Yeah. And so that's Avondale, Irving Park, Logan Square, and yes, like those areas. So if anyone is in any of those neighborhoods and can sign our petition, we need 500 signatures to get them on the ballot. It takes a second, and the petition's on the back. I can come and talk to you. So let me know.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you for letting us use this space.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, so just really briefly, if you're not already signed up, please go to illinoisforbernie.org and sign up on our website. There's a volunteer form. You can just give us your name, let us know that you're interested in volunteering. That'll put you into our database so that we can follow up with you and get in touch with you. Also, so how many? Can you raise your hand? Who's signed up on Illinois for Bernie already? Oh, great! That's awesome.
Was that what we had to sign to get in?
No,
register
Illinois for
for
Bernie
this?
it's the website. You would have. I mean, it's possible that you may have filled out a form
Yeah,
too.
because she was at the debate watch party.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great.
But I don't know if I signed up.
Sign up again.
Yeah.
Illinois
for Bernie.org.
You're not charging by the pound.
So the RSVP does not do that.
What's
that? Oh,
The
yeah.
RSVP for this does not put us on that.
No, it's actually a different database that goes through, that goes to the campaign
That's
and.
right. Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah, they don't even give us all the information.
Yeah.
So
Sean.
we'll get some of the stuff from. We
Some
will get some of
digital
the.
people, I
I know
put
that our sign-in sheets ask for your email addresses, though. We do have that now in the sign-in sheets, as long as you put that in there. So we will
Okay,
have
great.
it that way as well.
Cool, but it looked like the majority of folks have signed up on Illinois for Bernie. Can everybody who is on Slack please raise your hand?
That doesn't mean I know how to use it.
That's
I gotta tell you guys, Slack is
Okay.
amazing. It is such an efficient way
What
to
is it?
communicate. It's a communication medium. I'm sorry, I'll steal
No,
your
please,
thunder.
Terry, go ahead.
It's a communication medium you can use on your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever. And basically, it is like a chat, like a building of chat rooms.
SLACK?
SLACK. And if you want to join it, we just need an email address to invite you. You click on it and create a login. There is a general room where there'll be announcements and things. Then there are other rooms by district. So I'll be communicating in the 5th along with Bill Perry and Laura. We can all talk to each other about how we're doing. You don't have to wait for an email to land in your box. You can actually have a conversation. You can share links. It's just a great tool. It's free.
If you have any questions about using it,
yes,
you can either email me or just contact me in Slack. But just like if you have any questions about using it, don't hesitate to ask me. I'm on Slack, and hopefully you'll know enough to be able to actually message me.
Is there a Slack tutorial somewhere?
There's a couple of great YouTube videos.
We did one, and we're going to keep doing them. We did a webinar, so anyone could just call in and look on their computer, and we walked everyone through it and answered questions, and we're going to do another one.
Yeah, we need to do
It's
more.
very easy. It's much easier than Facebook once you
Figure it out.
actually
There's
join
an
it.
app also.
Yeah,
there's an
you can use-
app.
you have it on your phone.
There's an app for your computer if you don't want to have to use a
Campaign
browser.
uses it. All these grassroots organizations are using it. It's very great. It's really
I use
good
it for the
organizing.
last job I was in, so it's not just a political tool. It's a communication tool.
Oh.
And it is being used by the campaign.
Great.
So that's it.
Yep.
And
Now we're
next
just
up.
gonna. Now we're just gonna do a Q&A, so you can ask any of us questions. If anyone has a question for Sean, Jack, Terry.
Bill's got a question.
Yeah, when will we know who the delegates are for the 5th and 4th congressional districts?
We are working on that. We have a committee set up, and hopefully by the end of next week we should have an answer. If not, because I'm not even sure when we're gonna get it all figured out, but we're getting close. I mean, some areas we have a lot of people that have signed up to want to be delegates. Areas. So once we get that all figured out,
We have to do them all at once.
Yeah.
Sean, we have a couple questions for people online. There's about 6 people who were watching.
Okay.
We have Jacob asks. Oh wait, no, that's. So Ben asks, can we make our own copies as long as they're front to back?
No, you can't make copies front to back.
No copies, no copies. No copies.
Which copies?
No copies.
No copies.
Copies, no copies.
I mean, I have the PDF, but
Don't even
just-
offer that.
Yeah, just don't.
Great.
Next, there's some questions in here too.
More
so-
questions?
For the 4th district, you guys didn't say what time we were supposed to meet.
So we're gonna try to get you all the things you need so we don't have to meet in the morning, but we'll meet on Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Starbucks to get the things notarized.
Did you write down where that is?
I'll give you the address.
I'll get it.
Do we have any more questions for anyone
Lyle's
here?
got one.
Go ahead.
I don't know anything about him and would like to wait. We didn't deck that out. Do we do anything at all, like refer to a website or anything so they can?
Yeah, I mean, just refer them to the campaign website and remind them that, hey, this is just to put them on a ballot. It doesn't mean you have to vote for them. And worst comes to worst, just tell them why you're supporting him too. Make it personal, and that gets them a little bit more.
That draws us, down that slippery slope.
2577.
Into a discussion, so we have to be careful with that.
All right, just keep it short, like a elevator speech type of deal.
I also say that this offers voters a choice on March 15th, so it reminds them why we're voting and that this is democracy in action.
Well, I have several people already told me that, they're not particularly inclined to vote for him, but they'll be happy to sign.
That's right, because that's how I am. I'm like, someone wants to
577.
run, I'm like, great, I'm for democracy.
I'll vote for, I'll sign for.
Getting a signature and moving on to the
At
next
6 p.m.
name on
on
your process.
Sunday.
We didn't talk about philosophical conversation about democratic socialism.
Oh, boy.
No boy.
Send by the aerial and I never noticed this.
Other questions in here?
Yeah, it's where Stratton until like
the
where
Starbucks
Cub
thing,
Foods used to be.
you guys are gonna
So
email us.
6 o'clock on
Across
Sunday
from
night,
Target.
there'll be a notary
Okay.
who's
I'm probably not
volunteered
the
to
only
sit at
one.
that Starbucks at
Okay.
2577 North Elston. It's a Starbucks in a big shopping center, a big strip mall. There's a micro center in there and Stratton Dental grocery store and I forget what the
Across the
furniture
street
store
from
is.
Target.
It's right across from
Okay.
Target and Pep Boys and Home Depot.
We should be able to send
There's
that
a
out to
pet
folks,
store
right? That
over
info.
there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. There's a PetSmart, I think. Is right
We'll
there.
follow up with
Okay,
an email to
okay.
everyone.
So
Like a Joanne Fabrics.
So you're gonna email people the walk list stuff?
no, just with
I'm
information
saying
for
I'll
the
email
meeting.
you this information so you guys all have it. You don't have to use this notary. We just
No, I
sorted
mean,
it out.
because you were saying you weren't gonna meet with the 4th District
Sean?
people.
Did you said that there was a problem with your printer? Did you
Yeah, I ran out of ink.
So
I got
what's going on with the
Walk
petitions and walk lists?
Alright, I got a few, I just have to get them printed out, that's all. I got a few for the 33rd Ward
That's ours.
here, and I got some for, was it Brookfield?
Mhm.
So, I got those ones.
So you don't have any for the 5th.
No.
So what are we gonna do?
Yeah, so what
to-
are we gonna do?
I mean, I thought you guys were gonna meet,
Well,
somewhere.
we are gonna, we're gonna meet up in Andersonville on Saturday morning.
So it
if
sounds like you
want to-
have to meet now.
Yeah, so now we have to meet
Right,
to
yeah.
get the stuff.
So, yeah, I mean,
But I'd like to, for Nick, he's Franklin Park, and I don't know how easy it is for him to get to
His
us.
printer ran out of ink.
So,
If worst comes to worst, I can figure out a way to get to Andersonville.
okay.
I can figure it out.
I mean, I'll figure out something
Okay.
for Nick
All
here.
right, just don't
And I could get you like the PDF for your lists.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, and if you wanna get them to me ahead of time, you know, I'm in and out tomorrow, but I mean, if definitely
So
by
his
Saturday
printer
morning,
ran out
11
of
o'clock.
ink,
I mean,
so
or
we
something.
have some of this stuff. So do you wanna,
If you want to come, you have to come to it.
Yeah, Laura's gonna print
I'm
them
gonna
out.
print them out.
Here
You're
at
gonna
our
print them out
place?
at work.
Which day?
Tomorrow,
are we
great.
gonna-
Okay.
I'll get them
That sounds
tomorrow,
great.
right? No, you guys
didn't,
do it. I will
I mean,
have
right
them
now
for
I
you.
don't.
Just a matter of we don't have them tonight.
Either day, I wasn't sure how this was.
Yeah.
Do you wanna do both days or do you wanna do
So I do.
one?
I've got another question from online, which is, what is the deadline for the petitions?
The official deadline is January 4th through 6th. That's when they have to be submitted to the state. I'm gonna set up like a deadline around like December 15th to 20th, you know, before Christmas. But again, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be done way before then.
So let's just talk about what we're doing, what we're talking about tonight and this weekend. There's a good chance we may have to go back out again and do some more, correct?
Right.
So we don't have so you may not be done with what you're given this weekend, you may get more based on the numbers that we need.
Right.
So I think that we should probably all aim to get our stuff done in the course of the next week, so that we can then move on to phase 2 if we have to, right? So I think that's the way to think about it. So we're not thinking December for what we're getting over this weekend. I mean,
Right,
there's more
yeah.
we have to do. So does that help clarify things a little bit? Because that I certainly wasn't thinking that could be done.
Can we do we have the discretion to walk list our own neighborhood, or we just go to neighborhood?
I think that we have zip codes. We asked for zip codes on these lists. I can give you zip
Right.
codes.
That makes it a lot more
Difficult.
printing to do. Yeah, I mean,
Are they actually walk lists? I mean, you can walk them or you need a car?
well, out here in the city, they should be walkable, definitely.
But you need a car to get to it.
Would there also be concern that someone else would have taken that list?
Well, we still don't want to hit the same door twice.
Oh, you're saying, could you produce a list of?
It's targeted,
Is
that's
that all I
customized
get
for
you're
like.
asking, right? Not
I'm
just
not sure
code.
how they're organized, but I don't have a car by choice.
Yeah, no, I don't either. So, yeah.
Could you do by ward?
Yes.
Like if they give a couple
A
wards?
ward would be cool.
Yeah.
Ward would be
I got
great.
wards.
Why don't we
Ward's
just
cool.
have Terry take a list of a couple
So
wards
everybody
in
in
the
this bit,
fifth?
before you leave tonight, put your ward number next to your name.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And that would help us. I can get that to Sean tonight when I get home. And that way you can customize them a little bit. I do know that like Maxine, I think
Put your
left.
ward-
She wanted to walk with somebody. So
That's
that's fine.
Yeah. Some people don't feel comfortable knocking on doors
Yeah,
by
par-
themselves. It's
partnering's
totally
good.
fine.
Yeah.
Take a walk.
Especially if you have someone who speaks Spanish, it's really good to have someone with you because you don't want to not be able to
Yeah,
communicate with
do we have any Spanish speakers in here?
Oh, yeah.
Couple.
Technically,
They're on
so I
the
don't know what the
version too.
closest one would be.
Glenn, you're adopted.
for the 5th.
Did anyone else have any questions? Do we have any more questions from online?
So, are we getting a list on Saturday then?
Yes.
Are you in the
If you're in the
4th?
5th, if you're in the,
I'm gonna talk to you after. I'll
if
talk
you're in
to
the 5th, you're gonna get them on Saturday. We're gonna try to get you something customized to your
How come
ward.
it has to be
If you're giving your
separated?
ward
Why
number.
can't it just all be
Because we have different team leaders, so this is how it's being organized. It's like,
So I thought you were on 43.
so that it's,
And also
orders
keeps
that-
us from like,
Because there's so many more people.
But you're going to be the
We've been pressing her.
well, we're gonna get more people just at this meeting. It's just, there's more people out in the suburbs too that aren't here that would drive after and give them a list, like in Brookfield and Berwyn and.
organizing this
Michelle,
way
who
makes it
has
much more
mentioned that,
efficient and streamlined so that we don't have like 20 people in this neighborhood or ward or whatever and 0 in the other. So this is just very efficient and like
Thank you guys so much.
a really great way to not
This was a
have
great meeting. Thank you so much
all of
for
our
coming out.
manpower go wasted, right?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. If you have any questions,
Yeah, I was
send
just
me here.
thinking like 90% of
There's a
people
room
here
full
are
of swag
fit,
if you guys want
and
to
only
take a
a
look at
couple of
Bernie
us
signs
are
and
for it.
Right, right.